All right, Robert Carlyle from Once Upon a Time stars in California Solo. It's about a Scottish immigrant whose life is turned upside down when he's stopped by police for drunk driving.
2 shots, please.
How are we doing tonight, sir? Out of the car, please.
Irish?
Excuse me, I am from Scotland.
Damn DUI. I thought you were smarter than that.
I'm with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. I need you to come with me. Marital status?
Divorced.
Any children?
Yeah, daughter.
Your case was referred to this division to initiate removal proceedings.
All right, shall we? We've had so many of your co-stars on lately. I feel like we're going down the list.
Yeah, Lana was
Big
here last
fan.
week, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah. Yeah, we've been
Thank you. Thanks
meeting
for the
everybody.
Scotland.
Of course.
How are you, Robert?
It's my job.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Saw that clip over there. Do you get that all the time? I'm from Scotland.
Well, thankfully I don't drink as much as Lachlan does, so no.
That's a good thing.
This is a movie that's getting a lot of acclaim. There's a lot of good reviews out there, and Sundance Film, and it's pretty deep movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very pleased. I must say, it's already went beyond what I thought the movie was going to be. It was such a small, independent film. You never know, if people are going to take to these things or not. But it's certainly taken off.
You have a lot of experience now. When you take a look at a script like this, though, do you get that feeling like, yeah, we got something here? Or do you just, is it always a crapshoot?
Well, yeah, to a certain extent it is. You hope so. You hope so. You meet the director, you talk, you try and, hopefully put their vision onto the screen, the way they've thought it through. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But Marshall Louis, who directed our piece here, did a fantastic job, considering that he's relatively inexperienced. And he did a wonderful job for us.
Maybe this is a story that resonates with a lot of people here because, people who are immigrants here or people who've lived for a long time here and they really feel like this is home. Yeah. And now they're going to be forced to go for whatever reason. And this is about this guy's story. And he basically says, this is my home. This is where I want to be.
Well, he's been here for 12 years. And he is, as he puts it himself, comfortably numb. So he's been kind of protected from the outside world to a certain extent by living and working in a farm in the outskirts of Los Angeles. His previous life had been as a guitarist in a big band in the Britpop era. Something happens to alter that, changes his life. He ends up in this farm, and he doesn't want to go anywhere else but there. He doesn't miss the past. He acknowledges the past inside his own head. He doesn't miss it entirely. He's happy to be exactly where he is. So that's, I think, it's one of the things that's interesting about this film. He's not trying to be anything else. He's not really ranting and railing against, what had happened to him.
Yeah. Now, I know you're a method actor. You really get into your characters, which makes you such a fantastic actor. But how do you handle that when you're doing Once Upon a Time, you're also doing a movie, and you're playing 2 different characters? How do you fully commit? Well, firstly, it's a thank you for saying I'm a method actor. I think every actor's got their own method, personally, and mine's is maybe about thinking about it. I think about it an awful lot. That sounds obvious, but I think about it probably too much sometimes. Yeah. But in terms of playing 2 parts, you just have to. I always play every scene for what it is. I don't think about. You have to be in the moment, I guess.
Entirely that. I don't even think about the whole film or even the whole show or the whole season. It's about every scene that I do. I try and make that as complete as I possibly can.
So how fun has this show been? I mean, you get to put on that makeup and look like this devious, guy, and here you are with swords, and you really are transported into a fantasy world.
Well, it's like your little boy's dream, especially sword fencing and stuff like that. I love it. It's wonderful getting the opportunity to play Rumpelstiltskin. When the part was first offered to me, what I thought was, okay, I know this guy spun straw into gold and he's got a strange name. That's
Very
it.
strange name.
Very strange name.
Right.
But that is basically it. And it's a blank canvas for me.
Yeah.
And the creators of the show, Eddie Kitsis and Adam Horowitz, have been wonderful with me, and they've just let me basically do what I want to do with this guy. And this is
there
what you see.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with fairy tales?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you have favorites?
Well, I mean, I think the very first film I ever seen was Snow White. I seem to remember that. I don't really remember that, but my dad tells me that.
Yeah.
Once you look back at them as you're older, they're very dark. Some of these fairy tales.
Some of these are really...
Which
see if
makes
you-
the show
Yeah.
really
I
good.
mean, Rumpelstiltskin, that was kind of dark. I mean,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was. He put a lot of pressure on that queen.
he's trying to take people's children away, you know, really, in
Yeah.
the original story. But if you go back to the grim versions of these stories,
Yeah.
they're really, really dark. You know, the wicked queen, you know, the evil queen in Snow White, when the huntsman goes to get her in the forest, what she asks for is she wants her blood in a vial stopped off with her thumb.
Yeah, and these are the things we're reading to our kids. How about Hansel and Gretel? They wanted to put them in the oven.
Well, these things were I think originally meant as kind of precautionary tales, you know, so that you would read these stories to your kids to educate them, say the world's actually quite a dangerous place. It's not all sweetness and light.
Yes, and there was a lot of bad things happening back in those days.
Absolutely.
Well, the good thing is you're getting a lot of work.
Yes, yes. Well, we're
Working
Movies
hard.
and in TV. California Solo, by the way, is now playing at the New Art Theater in West LA.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right about that. Yeah.